New at 7 today, Iran warned that new U.S. sanctions targeting its leaders means the end of diplomacy talks. 10 News political analyst Dr. Lynch says the U.S. should keep in mind Iran is still an enemy. He says most Iranians don't want the current regime to stay in power, and the apparent strategy of hurting its government without hurting its people is a good one. It could empower local opposition there.
They're not imposing sort of broad brush economic sanctions, which always hit the wrong target, but very, very targeted economic sanctions that are only going to have an impact on the leaders. And that's the sort of thing that economic sanctions are supposed to do, but very rarely do in practice.
Lynch says the tensions between the two countries is not as concerning as it would have been even 5 years ago because the U.S. is not as dependent on oil from the Middle East thanks to drilling elsewhere.